Hey, welcome back. Thanks for watching Precision Rifle Network. My name is Justin, and I've got a cool video for you today. This is just based off of my experience shooting my first PRS match with a gas gun. I really enjoyed it. I haven't had a lot of experience shooting long range with an AR-15, AR-10 platform, but I enjoyed it. I actually ended up winning the match. Of course, the gas gun division is it's not a huge division. There's usually only a handful of shooters. But it was fun to compete in that division. I will probably compete in more gas gun divisions in the future. And I learned some really cool stuff. So today I'm just going to share and touch base on some of the things that I've learned, some of the things I've experienced shooting a gas gun. Hopefully it'll help you if you're thinking about going on that journey as well. But enjoy the video, like and subscribe, and let us know what you think. So I'm just gonna check zero. I dialed my windage off just so it's not on the bullseye, but I heard that gas guns can get dirty and that can affect their accuracy. So I just wanted to shoot this gun before I've cleaned it. This has still got 200 to 300 rounds on it from the last competition, a 2-day match. And I wanted to see how it does. As you can see, it still holds up. This is a Seekins Precision AR-15 in the 6 arc with a Craddock Precision barrel. I'll do a breakdown of the gas guns in another video, the 2 guns that I've been working with. Kind of pulled that last one there, but you can see that group there, tiny. And that's just as good as it was shooting beforehand. So I would say that is confirmation that it still maintains its accuracy, at least in this rifle, even after shooting 200 rounds. Dirty barrel, dirty gun, still holds up, so that's a good sign. So the other thing is with the gas gun, the concern is, will it hold its own consistently out to, long range, 1,000 yards? Got my dope from the last 2-day match we shot. It's 600 to 1,000 yards. So I'm going to use that dope, see if it still holds true, even though it's a little hotter today. So 600 yards, 3.8 is what I've got dialed in. Let's go for that little target on the left side of the berm. Look at the mirage. It's a little left to right, so I'm gonna hold left edge. Get my wind call off this first one. If I hit, great. If not, we'll just get the wind call off of it. So here we go, 600 yards. So that was off. Right edge, about 2/10. Let's try that again. We'll hold about 3/10 for wind. Okay, a little more. Let's hold 1/2 mil for wind. Impact. So we'll go to 700 yards, 4.9. I'm gonna give it the same wind hold, about 1/2 mil. Okay. We'll add another 0.25 at 700, so we'll go to 3/4 of a mil. Impact. We'll dial up to 6.2 for 800 yards. All right, I'm going to hold just a little over. I'm going to put 3/4 of a mil on the left of center. Impact. Looks like it was on the left side of the plate, but I may be wrong. Go to 900, 7.5. Impact. Then we'll do 1,000. 9 mils even. Impact. Let's try that smaller target. Wind shifted a little bit. Nope, went off just the right edge. Got it. So that lets you know your dope is right on. So yeah, I'd say it can perform. All my misses were just windage. there's really two things that can be challenging with the gas gun. So I'll load up a few more rounds. One is just a reliability factor. The gas gun can have issues with reliability. If they're not tuned right, sometimes they can be finicky. All of that can be improved by quality parts, a quality gun, but it's still a factor that bolt guns just don't have to deal with as often. Bolt guns just seem to run more consistent and don't have as many feeding issues and are a little easier to work through. With a gas gun, if you start having feeding issues, it can be a challenge to work through, especially if you're on the clock shooting a stage and having to work through a malfunction. Malfunctions in a bolt gun tend to be a little easier to clear and get back in it, but a gas gun can be a little more complicated and a little more challenging. That's one thing I see with gas guns that can affect your performance in a match. The other thing is that one of the main challenges that I've faced is just dealing with a heavier trigger, from shooting trigger that is 8 to 10 ounces to shooting a 3-pound trigger. It will have you scratching your head at times. If you can focus on that trigger pull and make really clean presses and really intentionally make sure that your trigger game is on point, this gun will still, you've seen how it shoots. It still shoots great. The gun shoots great. So it is the user, the operator, that is going to input lower performance or negative performance into the rifle. That has been a challenge for me to overcome, is focusing on my trigger pull, making sure I make good, clean shots. What I have noticed is that when I do that, the gun still shoots great, but it tends to take me a little bit longer on a gas gun with a heavier trigger to break those shots, which can eat up the clock. And it's a little more challenging. It's just one more thing you have to add to your checkoff list when you're going through your shot protocol, or whatever you want to call it, your process of making a good shot. It's just one more thing, and that's become a challenge. But the trigger pull, you can lighten the trigger. Yes, you can get triggers that are a pound and a half, but you run the risk of double tapping if you get it too light and not control that recoil. Your trigger can reset, and then gun can move forward, and now you've shot 2 rounds, and that second round can be considered an ND or an AD, a negligent discharge or an accidental discharge. So you have to be careful going lighter on a gas gun. But a good quality trigger does improve that process, and it can improve your performance if you have a good trigger that has a good clean break. You've got to be able to stay on target, make a good clean break, and watch that bullet impact the target, or see where your impact lands, whether it be on target or off target. So I'm just going to run a quick drill. I don't know if, hopefully I can do this well enough where the trigger pull is not an issue. There's a KYL rack at 800 yards. I've got the windage from just shooting that troop line, but I'm going to see if we can run this KYL rack in a positional bag supported position off of this barricade. And that small target's going to be a challenge, but that's where a good clean trigger press will come into play when you're facing those smaller targets. So here we go. Let's go 800 yards. I'm going to give it a 3/4 mil wind hold and see where that first shot lands on that large target. Okay, so the wind dialed down. It's off the left side. Let's do a 1/2 mil hold on that first target. Okay, looks centered up. 1/2 mil on second target. It went off the left edge, maybe. Go third target, 1/2 mil. Okay, that was a little high. Bring it down, third target. Looks like it was left side, fourth target. Try it again. Must be going over the target. Okay, yeah, it was going over. I'll bring it down 2/10. Okay, here we go. Last target. Just off the right edge. So yeah, it's a little more challenging, of course, wind, positional, and small targets. But I, I'll admit I didn't make all clean trigger presses. When I go back and think about it after a miss, I can walk myself through that process and realize, yeah, no, that was that press wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. But you know, gas gun, as long as it's balanced well, is another thing. You definitely still want to balance your rifle. You want to balance it just like you would a regular PRS rig, where your balance point is where your bag is going to be most often. Mine's usually right in front of the mag well. You can see this gun's balanced well, and that allows for flat recoil, allows you to stay in your scope and watch your impacts and misses. And you can do that with different equipment. You can put weights on the front like this. You can have a suppressor up front that helps balance it a little bit. You can balance out with heavier stocks and several different things depending on what scope you have. But getting that rifle balance will definitely help you have a flat recoiling rifle, which helps you stay in the scope, helps you stay on target, and helps you with follow-up shots. But you know, shooting a gas gun's been a lot of fun. It's been challenging. I like to switch things up a little bit. I've shot 2 matches with it, and I've really enjoyed it. I plan on shooting a few more matches with it. I'm actually building a 6.5. You'll probably see in some future videos. But I'd encourage you to get your gas gun out, knock the dust off of it, shoot a match with it, build your confidence and your confidence in your rifle. It's always good to be proficient in all of your weapon systems that you own. So if you're wondering about gas gun, the guns can be built to shoot better than you can shoot them. So don't let that scare you away. I think the biggest thing is just to get behind the gun, work on the trigger control and your trigger presses and staying on target, and then just have fun with it. Get out, try something different, and continue to challenge yourself. But I appreciate you watching the video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and looking forward to showing you some more gas gun PRS type videos as I move forward shooting this gas guns a little bit more. So we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.